There's some new public policy polling research out about the election in Iowa, and there's an incredible fact buried in the results here. So among Iowa Republicans, they say just, quote, 49% think the religion of Islam should even be legal in the United States, with 30% saying it shouldn't be legal and 21% not sure. Only 49% of Iowa Republicans think that Islam should be legal. That's unreal. Now, let's think about this here. This is the kind of bigotry that people on the left, by and large, are afraid of. This is what they fear when it comes to anti-Muslim fear-mongering. Because if you take out Islam and you put in any other religion there, everybody would be outraged. Could you imagine 49% think Jews shouldn't be legal in the United States? There's not a single person on the planet who wouldn't call it anti-Semitism. And of course you're right if you call it anti-Semitism. That is anti-Semitism. By the same token, this is anti-Muslim bigotry. And as Glenn Greenwald pointed out about this on Twitter, he said, these are the people who self-describe as small government people and the party of individual liberty and religious freedom. The same people that say that have this cognitive dissonance, and they think half of them are like, yeah, I'm not sure that shouldn't be legal. Those words written on paper, the holy book, should not be legal. Well, for fuck's sake, man. Once you go down that slippery slope, there's no end to it. If you ban the Quran, you can ban any other book. Communist Manifesto, gone. Different books describing different political ideologies. Obviously, biographies of people throughout history who were controversial or terrible people. Mein Kampf, gone. You name it. Once you open that door of ban this thing because we don't like it, well then, based on the whims of the government, they're going to ban whatever the fuck they want to ban in terms of things that they dislike. And this is coming from a guy, I need everybody to understand this, and I'm sure all of you already do. Not only am I no fan of religion, I think all religions, to one extent or another, are just large cults. They advocate for anti-intellectual dogmatic positions. The things they advocate for across the board, whether they're good things or bad things, they're not true. They're mythologies that a lot of people happen to believe. It's dangerous. It is cultish. So I'm against all this stuff. But I'm not going to ban it because I'm not a fucking fascist. I'm not a tyrant. I don't agree with the religions. That doesn't mean I take a SWAT team with me and I break into my local church and hold them at gunpoint and tell them we need to confiscate their religious materials. That's crazy. That's crazy. That makes you as big of an extremist, if not a bigger extremist, than extremists on the other side. If you want to use violence or you want to start banning things, you're the problem. Look in the fucking mirror. And again, the irony is what? They're so afraid of, oh my God, Sharia law is going to take over. That's why we need to ban Islam. When this is the same, the Iowa Republicans, these are the same people who, many of them, are actively in favor of Christian theocracy taking over. So they're not mad at Muslims and they're not mad at Sharia law because they're against religions in principle. They're mad at them because they're jealous. They're like, okay, if they get over and they get to implement their voodoo, that's fucked up. I want to implement my voodoo. So I need to beat all the competition. No, here's the bottom line. None of your voodoo is going to rule over us, okay? But I'm also not going to ban, the different aspects of your voodoo in terms of the books that you read to do the rituals and believe your voodoo. So we need to be objective about this and fair about this here. And finally, let me just say this. These guys don't know anything about the Constitution. The constitutional party that's always like, Second Amendment, not debatable. They don't know anything about the Constitution. So, let me read you some parts of the Constitution here. The First Amendment. The first part of the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Need I repeat that? Let me repeat the last part of that. or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Congress shall make no law prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So when you say, I want to ban Islam, you are not allowed to do that. That's unconstitutional. That's illegal. That's wrong. The founders would fucking hate you. They would hate you if you advocated for that. So you can have it one of two ways. Either you cannot advocate for that, or you can advocate for that and admit and understand that you're un-American and you don't believe in the Constitution. It's one or the other. You can't have it both ways. And finally, Article 6 says, no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. So in other words, if you're religious, if you're non-religious, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, if you're Christian, whatever, there is no religious test for office. So you can get elected based on the merits of your policies. But these guys don't give a shit about the merits of anybody's policies. All they care about is in-group, out-group tribalism. Christian, good. Muslim, bad. Ban Islam. Because we believe in freedom. What? That doesn't make any sense?